Okay. I'm going to make this a little bit, I don't want to show that. I'm going to make this a little bit larger. That doesn't make it larger, does it? Oh, look at this. Somebody's joining us. You mean to tell me that you're ignoring your brother's birthday party?
He had to cancel it. He had some stuff come up with his wife.
Oh my, that's not good.
Yeah,
Well, shall we pray for him?
I appreciate that.
Which one is this?
Zane and Amy.
Oh, okay. Lord, we hold Zane and Amy up to you. Yes, go, oh Lord, that you would watch over them, watch over their marriage, watch over their family. Satan would have his way, and yet we know that you are powerful. And we ask, oh God, that you would intervene. And if not now, certainly we know that it will take place regardless. I pray for peace in that family. Amen.
Amen.
Okie dokie. That's my oh my. Okay.
Is that Abraham?
Huh?
Is that Abraham?
You got it. Oh, hey, listen, you're ahead of the game.
Is
I'm trying to make this larger. Let's see. I had done something with this once before.
is Abraham not with a bet?
No, it's Avet, Avram,
So
Avraham.
we've said his name wrong forever.
Yeah, we always pronounce it. You're going to see a whole bunch of names and places and things that are mispronounced in evangelical circles.
Hmm.
Um, can you guys see the printing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I was speculating that it might be a bit small, but if you can see it, let's. I don't want to. Excuse me. I don't want to uh, jeopardize your view, but I was hoping to make it larger. And as soon as I figure out how to use a computer, let's see. I don't want to do that. And that's got a bunch of apps there, but I don't know any of them. Let's just go with what we got and see if you guys can read it. Okay?
All right.
Okay, since you disqualified yourself for the first round, Zeke, we'll go to Cooper.
Aharon.
Aharon, excellent. Very good. Does that ring a bell?
Aaron?
You got it. You get the
Okay.
duck comes down and gives Caleb $50. That's the proper pronunciation of Aaron. Okay, Caleb.
Um, Da David?
David. Does that ring a bell?
David.
Tov Ma'od. Zeke.
Uh, Yo Mafe.
You're confusing one letter with another.
Oh, Yosef.
Yosef. Tov
Is that
Ma'od.
Joseph?
Joseph. Right. Cooper.
Leah.
Leah. Tov Ma'od. And that's Jacob's wife. Caleb.
Misha?
What's this dot here? Now this what they did, there really should be two dots. One above the mem and the other one among the shin to indicate that it's a shin. But
So is it Moshe?
Moshe, and that is
Moses?
Moses. Very good, Zeke.
Um, uh, Yitzchak?
Yitzchak. Yeah, that's
Is it
a kuf.
Isaac?
Yeah, that's right. Yitzchak. That's Isaac. And if you know how to pronounce these words, you can associate them with the Hebrew and with their Hebrew meanings. And so, as I said to you, I think it was last week, Yitzchak means he laughed.
Mhm.
Tzachak comes from the root word, which is Sadeh Chet Kuf. Tzachak, which means to laugh. They laughed, and because they laughed, that's a testimony to the reality that Sarah was too old to have children. So don't give me your cold, buddy. And so we can see the meanings behind their words. Avraham, Av means father. Ham is a nation, is a father of nations. Aharon, I don't know. We'll figure that out as we go along. Okay, whose turn is this? Cooper.
Yisrael. Yisrael.
Yisrael.
Yisrael. Oh,
Get in the habit of just simply looking at one consonant with its vowel at a time, and you'll see that you go one syllable at a time. Yisrael, and the schwa separates the syllables. Yisrael, what would that be?
Israel.
Very good. Cooper, Caleb.
Moav.
Tov Ma'od. Does that ring a bell?
Moab.
You got it. Moab. Ezekiel.
Mitzrayim?
Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim. Okay, guys. Do you know what that one is?
Is it Miriam?
Nope.
No.
This one is going to throw you for a loop. Egypt.
Oh, wow.
Egypt. Remember that. Mitzrayim. And the reason why it's Egypt is because that was one of the grandsons of Noah, Mitzrayim. And when he
Why is
migrated,
that not a long E?
what's that?
Why is that not a long E on the yud? Why is it an I instead of an E?
Mitzrayim?
Hmm.
You could say Mitzrayim.
Okay. Because that's what I said. I just didn't know if
Yeah,
it was
but
wrong.
it's commonly pronounced Mitzrayim.
Okay.
Okay.
Tomato.
What's that?
Like tomato.
Yeah, sort of.
All right.
They don't grow any tomatoes in Mitzrayim, though, I don't think. Okay, Cooper.
Har. O.
Mm-hmm. Does that ring a bell?
Pharaoh.
Yep. Caleb?
Root.
Rus. Rus. What would that be?
Ruth.
Ruth. See how I'll tell you, folks, you Gentiles don't know how to pronounce the Hebrew. That's the problem. Okay, let's go on.
Naami.
Naami.
Is that Naomi?
Yep. Cooper.
Sarah,
Tov Ma'od. Who would that be?
Sarah,
Mm-hmm. Caleb.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom. Zeke.
Bayit.
Mm.
Bait.
Oh, hey. Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I was on the wrong line.
Oh,
What is that?
is it Bayit?
Bayit. Tov Ma'od. A bayit is a house. Or bait is it's often just the vowels just blend together the way it's often pronounced. Beit Yaakov, the house of Jacob. Oh, Beit Yaakov, l'chu v'neilcha. The Beit house of Jacob. Okay, keep going. Cooper.
Bane,
Tov Ma'od. That's a son. Caleb.
Ish.
Tov Ma'od. That's a man. Now we've heard of Adam, that's man, but that's more like mankind. Ish is often referred to as a man or a husband. An Isha is a wife. Nashim are plural. That's many men. We'll get into that. Zeke.
Davar.
Tov Ma'od, that's a word. Devar Adonai, the word of the Lord, Bo Yeschiel. The word of the Lord came to Ezekiel, Hanavi, the prophet.
Bo is actually my middle name.
That's your name.
Yeah.
Okay. Cooper.
who?
Yeah, who is he?
Or he is she.
And he is she, right. Figure that out. I think that the Israelis were confused back then. I hope not. But who is he and he is she? Okay, Caleb.
Zachar.
Zachar. He remembers. You have a brother, Zachariah.
I do.
That means God remembers. Zechariah. Zeke.
Na'ar.
Na'ar. Yeah, that's a youth. Na'arim. Boys or youths, young people. Cooper.
Malach. Wait, what's that last letter?
That's a chet.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a sound. Malach. That
Malach.
means, yeah. Let me hear you say that again.
Malach.
Oh, I like that. You're coming along. Malach means to rule. A melech, malach. The king rules. Okay. Oh, by the way, look at this. What's this one, Caleb?
Wait, which one?
Right here.
Melech.
Melech. Melech. Put your accent on the first syllable. That's the king. Melech, malach. The king rules. Malche are kingdoms. All related. Zeke.
Ach.
Nah,
Oh, bot.
Bot. That's a daughter. That's a daughter. Cooper.
Ahmad.
Ahmad. That means to stand. To stand. Amdim are pillars. Why? Because they stand up. Amdim. Okay, Caleb.
Shema.
Shema. He hears. Shema Yisrael. Hear, O Israel. Pay attention. Okay, now you're going to get kind of, I hope you don't get confused. Zeke.
Shamar.
Shamar. Right. Shema means to listen and to hear. Shamar means to guard or protect. Okay. Cooper.
Behema.
What's your second letter?
Oh. Behema.
Behema. Tov ma'od. Behema are animals. Behema. Caleb.
Na'ara.
Na'ara. That your accent goes on the last syllable. That is a girl. A na'ar is a na'ar is a boy. Na'ara is a girl. Yeled is a boy. Yalda is a girl. Dodi is an uncle, or well, it's my beloved, but I believe also in contemporary Hebrew, Dod is an uncle. Doda is an aunt. You seeing the association of masculine and feminine in the nouns? Okay, Zeke.
Are we on the first one of 5?
What's that?
Are we on the first one of 5?
Yes.
Okay. Isha.
Isha is a wife. Ish is a husband or a man. Isha is a wife or a woman. Cooper.
Mishpacha. Mishpacha.
Mishpacha. Yep. Who are the people in your mishpacha? In your mishpacha. That's your family. Your family, mishpacha. Caleb.
Derech.
Tov ma'od. It's actually pronounced Derek. Derek. And a derek is your path. As you walk through life, you follow a path. Or it could be a road. And you'll find it in modern Israel. You'll see, Derek, Shaul, the David, Saul's road or something like that. Let's see. Okay. Zeke.
Eretz.
Eretz. Eretz is fundamental in theology. Most churches are unaware of it. Eretz is land. When God made a covenant with Abraham, he gave him a land. He gave him, and he gave that land to his descendants. When God made the second covenant, which was to Moses, that was a conditional covenant. You still have the land, but I'll kick you out of it if you're not obedient. Nevertheless, I will promise the land back to you. And so it's that land is very, very important. And so when you hear the word Eretz, mark that in your theology as you grow up. And everybody is a theologian. You don't have to have a doctorate to have to be a theologian. Everybody is a theologian because how you live is a function of your theology. Is that clear as mud? Okay, Caleb.
Bet Beto Beto
Beto. Yeah. Remember that your schwa is silent after the first vowel, but it separates your syllables. So you've got a separate syllable, b, tok, the tok, and that's in the midst of. Betok. I went swimming, and I was in Habetok Mayim. I was in the middle of the water. Betok Hamayim, in the middle of the water. Okay, Zeke.
Rucha.
Nope. Remember the comets, this vowel, when it comes at the end of when we see a chet at the end,
Mhm.
it precedes the sound of
Oh,
the
Ruach.
ruach, tov ma'od. That's the spirit. Ruach Adonai, the spirit of the Lord. Alai, the spirit of the Lord was upon me. Okay, Cooper.
Lifnei.
Lifnei. It comes from the word hen, hey, nun, which means face. But lifnei is in front of, often translated as in front of, but I like to think of it in before the face of. Lifnei Adonai, before the Lord, before the face of the Lord, I appeared. Okay, Caleb.
Lechem
Lechem. What's the name of the town that Jesus was born in?
Bethlehem.
Beit Lechem. Where's Beit? Beit, the house. Lechem, of bread. Zeke.
Sows.
This is a nun.
Oh, son.
Right, it comes at the end of a word, so it's a long, it doesn't look like a regular nun. It's
The nun at
yeah,
the end looks like a Zion to me.
yeah, but the Zion goes down to the line. The nun at the end goes below the line.
Oh, okay.
You see that?
Yeah.
So that's a lamb or sheep. Ro'et son, a shepherd or sheep. Cooper.
Gevul Ach.
Nope. That was a patah after before a chet, but this is not a chet.
But Gevul Ha.
Gevulcha. If I am correct, I may be wrong, but a gevulot are borders or separations. We'll further, clarify that for sure. I need to look that up. But gvulcha at the end of the word means it's yours, your border. Gvulcha, if it's a border. I'm pretty sure it is. Caleb.
Amdu.
Amdu. Amdu. Does this look like any word that we saw before? Amad, which means to stand. Amdu, he stands. Zeke.
Lila.
Lila. Yeah, pretty soon it will be Lila.
Fall.
Means nighttime. Night. Lila Tov. Before you go to bed, say to your parents, Lila Tov, good night. Cooper.
Malchu.
Malchu.
That's right.
I'm not sure how that relates to the kingdom. It's obviously related to the term Melech. Malchu is he reigns or he is king, I believe. Cooper. Caleb.
Baderech.
Derek. Derek. We saw Derek. Now it's on the derrick, on the road. Okay? Zeke.
Ha'av.
What's an av? Ata avi. You are my father. Ha'av is the father. Cooper.
Havain.
Haben. Haben. Yeah. Bain is son. The son. So we have Ha'av, the Haben. I like this line. This is, I think, is fair. It shows you the word, the hey prefix, which means the. Caleb.
Habat.
The daughter. Zeke.
Hadavar.
The word. Cooper.
Hamilich.
Uh,
Hamelech.
Hov Ma'od Hamelech. You know what? Let's pronounce that last word with a chet. I've been correcting you partially because out of habit, but let's make it a rule of thumb for the sake of learning. We'll call it a chet, or it's not a chet, but it's pronounce it as that. Hamelech,
Okay.
the king. Caleb.
Hayish.
Ha-ish. Ha-ish. Don't see a dagesh anywhere here. I mean, or a shva anywhere. But we see a consonant with a vowel, ha. Ish, 2 syllables. And that's the man. What do we have here? The only, we've already looked at these words. Well, let's look at the last one. Zeke.
Hana'ar.
Tov Ma'od, the youth, the boy. So we've got Ha'av, Haben, Habat, Hadavar, Hamelech, Ha'ish, Hana'ar. The father, the son, the daughter, the word, the king, the man, and the child. And we've already seen those words up higher above. The only difference is the ha, the HA at the beginning, which means the. Okay. Cooper.
Batim.
Yeah, that's daughters. Now we're looking at plural. But wait, batim, that would be houses. I'm sorry. And the reason why I would say it's not definitely not daughters is because of the yud mem ending. That makes it masculine plural. So something that's masculine is not daughters. Caleb.
Banim.
Sons. Zeke.
Which one are we on?
Right here.
Dovarim.
Devarim. Words.
Malakim.
Lachim. There's no dagesh here, so that's a chet. That's a and you pronounce it very well. We're going to be mistaking you for a Jew pretty soon. Lachim, kings. Caleb.
Naarim.
Ne'arim. Ne'arim. Boys. Zeke.
Arim.
Cities. What distinguishes this line? These are all masculine, plural nouns. Batim would be batim would be would be houses. Banim, sons. Dvarim, words. Mlachim, kings. Ne'arim, boys. Arim, cities. And so we saw here the, ha, the, in, plural. Okay, Caleb.
Avot.
Yes, those would be. I'm not sure. Yeah, that would be fathers, but I think it'd be fathers of girls or fathers of daughters. Pirkei Avot. That's plural, but it's a feminine ending. And Av are definitely fathers. Zeke.
Bonnot.
Banot. I guess that would be daughters. Banim would be sons. That would be daughters. Cooper.
Behemoth.
I know a couple of my dog is a mutt. He's a mixed breed. No, it's a behemoth. Behemoth. That would be animals, probably female animals or the animals that belong to women. Did I wind up drawing on this? Okay, Caleb.
Mishipachot.
Okay, I don't know what happened here. Did I wind up drawing on that? This is a schwa. That's just two dots underneath it. And erase that thing that looks like Arabic. It's not. It's mish pachot. Families. Zeke.
Narot.
Ne'arot.
Na'arot.
Ne'arot. It's not a na. It's a schwa, and because it's a schwa, it's just a and it separates the syllable. So you got ne'arot. So think of it as wrote. And that would be, again, plural. And I would assume that would be girls. Cooper.
Ot.
At. If I am talking to a girl, I would say at you. If I'm talking to a boy, I would say ata you. Okay. Caleb.
Anashim.
Right. Men. Zeke.
Ara. Araot.
What letter is this?
Aratsot.
Aratsot. Does that look like any word that we'd seen before? Come on, I can't find it. There we are. Eretz. We changed the vowel structure in order to accommodate the grammar. But an eretz is a land, and therefore Aratzot would be lands or nations. And where are we? Where's Aratzot? Here we go. You see the Aleph, Resh, Sada? Aleph, Resh, Sada. Aratzot. Of course, this Sada is a kind of a Sada that comes at the end of a word. And this, because of the suffix, the Sada comes in the middle of the word. So it's shaped differently. Cooper.
Nashim.
Nashim, wives or women. Nashim. And there are a lot of synonyms. There's lots of cinnamon in Israel. Synonyms. Where there are several words for women. You may have heard the word alma. That would be primarily, let's see, a widow. I forget that what the word is for in Isaiah. The virgin shall bring forth a child. I believe it's a young woman. I don't think it's Alma. I'll look it up for you, but not now. Where are we? Line 10. Nashim. Okay, here we go. Drachim. Well, let's just pick up at here. Nashim. Let's pick up here. Caleb.
Drachim.
Drachim. That schwa is almost silent. Drachim. Okay? It's the same root as derek, which means a path, but drachim are paths. And so for the sake of pronunciation, we drop the S sound and replace it with the schwa, which makes it drachim instead of derachim. It's easier to pronounce, and so it's how they did it. Zeke.
Savadim. Oh, vadim.
Avadim. Avad is to serve. Avadim are slaves or servants. Cooper.
Amim.
Amim. Those are people or nations. Caleb.
Shamarti.
Shamarti. He protects me. Look at that. It's one Hebrew word, and we just made a sentence out of it. Shamarti. You got the shamar sound. That means he protects. T, that means me. He protects me. All one word. Zeke.
Shamar ta.
He protects you. All one word makes a complete sentence. That's pretty cool, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Not Zeke, Cooper.
Mart.
Mart. That means he protects you who happen to be a girl. So if you're talking to a girl, you don't say Shamarta. She'd slap you in the face. You say Shamart. He protects you. Caleb.
Shamar.
Right. He protects. Zeke.
Shamra.
Shamra. Now, we change the structure of it, and that becomes I keep forgetting the term. I always remember when I'm not around people, because the term is kind of a cool term. It basically turns a verb into a noun. So a shamra is a guardian, someone who guards. It's I keep forgetting. As soon as I get off, I'll remember. As soon as we disconnect, I'll remember what it is. Shamra. Let's see, Cooper.
Shamru.
Shamru. I'm not sure of the grammar of that. Shamru. I think it's he guards. It's a different way of saying it though. Okay. Caleb.
Ani.
Ani. Me. I. Ani Benyamin. I am Benyamin. Or Shmi Benyamin. Zeke.
Ata.
That's you. Cooper.
At.
At. That's you. Because, if you were a girl, that would be you. but you're not a girl, so you're not Ta. Caleb.
Who?
Yeah. Who is he? Zeke.
He.
He is she. Cooper.
Anachnu. Nachnu.
Anachnu. Tov ma'od. Anachnu is we. And notice the new ending. You put that at the end of a verb or at the end of a noun. It changes it to masculine plural. So let's see. Ishanu. We men. Where are we? Okay. Okay, Zeke, or it's Cooper's turn. Caleb's turn.
Tem.
Yep, you. Masculine plural.
Haim.
Zeke. Him. They.
How do you say them?
Him. Them.
They and them are the same word.
They. Him means it means them.
So
Are you
what?
confused?
Which one was they? Which one was them?
Him is them.
Okay.
Let's see. Ani is me. Ata is you. At is you. He is she. He is who is he? He is she. Anachnu is we. Atem is you plural, and Haim is they or them. Okay.
Okay.
Cooper.
Ha'achim.
Good. The brothers. What's an ach is a brother. You are my achi, my only achi. I only have one brother. Okay. Caleb.
Mitzrayim.
Very good. The mem prefix means from. And Mitzrayim is what? Remember, it doesn't sound at all like the name that it represents. Egypt. So we came Mitzrayim, from Egypt. So the mem prefix means from, general. Caleb. Oh, here we go.
Shamu.
Shamu. Shamu, this is a command. Shamu, listen. Pay attention. Shamu. And then when you respond, what do you say, Zeke?
Ma.
What? What should I pay attention to?
Ma is what?
Yeah. You've heard of the word manna?
Uh-huh.
They were fed manna in the wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying, manna, what's this? That's what they called it. They called it, what's this? In the Psalms, it was called angel food. Elsewhere, it was called, it was given other names that were more significant of the miracle that it was, but the Israelis called it manna. What's this? And when you understand that, it's a reflection of their attitude towards the provision that God had made. They could have called it angel food. They could have been astounded at the miracle that God was providing for them for 40 years in the wilderness. But instead they called it, what's this? It says a lot, doesn't it? Cooper.
Sharim.
Sha'arim. Sha'ar are remnants. I love what's Isaiah that he called his sons. His sons were a testimony to the message that he had. And so I like one of his sons. His name was Maher Shalal Hashbaz. Okay. Which means that the spoil speeds, the prey hastens. He's warning Israel through his son of what's about to happen. And Sha'ar is a remnant. His other son's name was Sha'ar Yeshuv. A remnant will return. In other words, Israel is going to be destroyed. Jerusalem is going to be destroyed. But a remnant will return. And so his son, who had this funny name, Sha'ar Yeshuv, was telling them a remnant will return. Sha'arim are the remnant. They're the ones that are coming back. Zeke, whose turn is it?
I can do it.
Okay.
Ha-sha'ar.
Hasha'ar, the remnant. Cooper.
Aron. Wait. Adon.
Adon, Tov Ma'od. Adon means Lord. Adon Hakol, the Lord of all. Caleb.
Adonim.
Adonim. Those are lords. They're big shots. Adonim. Zeke.
Yod.
Yod. It's a hand. Cooper.
I actually looked that word up not that long ago, and it has like 30 meanings. Like,
Yeah.
It
Right.
had a lot of meanings, and hand was one of them, but it had like adjective and verb meanings and stuff.
Yeah, but most of those meanings can be drawn from the word hand. I bet you one of the meanings was power.
I think it
Something-
was, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what is power? The hand of the Lord. So yeah, you have to memorize a lot of stuff, but most of it can be drawn from the original basic meaning. Where are we?
After Yod.
Cooper.
Yadaim.
Yadayim. Hands. Plural.
Rosh.
Caleb. Rosh. Head. Zeke.
Rashim.
Rashim. Heads. Heads. Cooper.
Shame.
Shame. Do you know what a name? Shame. I gave it away. Do you know what a shame is?
name.
A name. That's right. Shmi, and you notice the same thing happens here. I took the vowel shame, and since I'm going to add a yud here, Shmi, I drop the A sound, turn it into a schwa, and make the schwa almost disappear. Shmi. That means my name. Shmi Benyamin. Mashemcha, Zeke.
Yahasku.
You say good, but you say ma Shmi Yechasil. Mashemcha, Cooper.
Shmi Cooper.
Oh. And you, young man,
Shmi Caleb.
Tov Ma'od. Okay. Where are we now? Cooper.
I just went. Okay. Shemot. Shemot.
Tov Ma'od. Names. As I come to think of it, the ot ending may be what's called a construct, and often is a construct. It means names of. It's plural, but you add the of to it, and then you add a noun. Shemot Anoshim, the names of the men. And then R is, Hebrew takes the R for granted. R, Shimyon, Yeschiel, Cooper, Caleb. The names of the men are, so Shemot is the construct. Shemot means names of. Okay, I want to see if you guys laugh about this in the same way that I used to laugh about this when I was your age. Okay, Caleb.
Oh hell.
Yeah, oh hell. That's a tent. A tent. Oh hell. That's a tent. Oh, a bunch of Jewish boys, 9 or 10 years old, all laughing about that in Hebrew school. Got into trouble. Okay, Zeke.
Ohalim.
Ohalim. Notice how we changed the to an made it plural. Ohalim. Tents. Ma tovu ohalim. How goodly are your tents, Yaakov, O Jacob. Mishkanetecha Yisrael, and your dwelling places, O Israel. What the prophet Balaam said, overlooking the plains of the wilderness as the people were entering into Moab. Cooper.
Kohen.
Kohen. That's a priest, a Kohen. Caleb.
Kohanim.
Kohanim. See how we changed the A to an and we made it plural. Priests. Same word, Kohen, Kohanim. Zeke.
Kali.
Kli. Kli is an article, an object. Cooper.
Elim.
Articles, objects, often referring to the spoils of war. Okay. Cooper, Caleb,
Midbar.
Midbar. That's the wilderness. This is a complete word because it's a noun. The mem prefix is really part of the word. Midbar, in the wilderness. Zeke,
Nefesh.
nefesh. That's the soul. It's often referred to as a person, but fundamentally it's what makes the person up. It's his soul, nefesh. Cooper,
Nefashot.
souls, plural.
Sar.
Tsar, Tov Ma'od. That means prince. I was looking this word up once because it said in the Psalms, one of the Psalms, it said, put not your trust in princes. And I looked up the word, and lo and behold, it wasn't the word Tsar. It was a different word. I forget exactly what the word was, but if you took that word, and I did it, I looked it up on Google Translate, and it means to be generous. Put not your heart in people who are generous. Put your heart on the Lord. I was reminded of a friend of mine who was going for a PhD, and the person was paying his way through, and then out of nowhere he just stopped, and it reminded me of that psalm and the fact that I think that the psalm is mistranslated by most translators. It says, "Do not put your heart in your hope in benefactors, people who are going to give you support or money. Put your heart on the Lord." And missions organizations and so on look for money, and it's perfectly fine. I get on Facebook and I've got a whole bunch of people. I call them schnorrers. It's a Yiddish term for someone who makes you feel guilty if you don't give them money. And they approach me in private messenger, and I'm very polite to them, but I will not give them money. I gave one gal some money the other day because she obviously was starving. But and I can tell these people out, they always say hi, and that's it. There's no substance to their conversation. And so I know I went off on a tangent here, but Tsar is a prince, and but it is not used in that text when it says put your heart on princes. It means put your heart on benefactors. But what is one term that Messiah is called? You shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Prince of Peace. And what's the Prince of Peace? The Sar Shalom. The Sar Shalom. Where are we?
After Sar.
Good. Do you know where? Okay,
16.
here we. Yeah. Whose turn is it?
I think it's mine.
Okay.
Sarim.
Sarim. Princes. Cooper.
Anim.
Faces.
Ood. Oh,
Ode. Ode. That means again. Tov ma'od means very good or good again. It enlarges it. Tov ma'od. So ode means again, over again. Zeke.
Ko.
Thus. Ko Omar Adonai. Thus says the Lord. Cooper.
Zahav.
Zahav is gold. Caleb.
Dom.
Dam. It's blood. Zeke.
Damim.
Damim. Bloods. I think in the beginning of Genesis, you can look it up, but I remember studying it, and he called. I think Adam was given damim, bloods. It's different than the kind of blood that's in animals, because it reflects that man has a dual nature. From that understanding, I've come to say that animals, the behemoth, do what animals do, and man has a choice. I don't know if you heard the story of 3 dogs discussing what they did during the day. And one dog said, "Oh, I helped a blind lady make her way throughout the city." And another dog said, "I helped firemen put out a fire." And the third dog said, "I tore up the couch." Dogs do what dogs do. They can be trained, but they really have no choice. In the same way, but in a different way, people choose. We can choose to do good, and we can choose to do evil. And our choice in doing good needs to be based on our desire to serve the Lord. Amen? Okay, so damim, man has many bloods. Cooper.
Kesef.
Kesef, that's money. It also is interpreted as silver, but it's usually translated as, dinero. Kesef. Caleb. Olam, that's worlds. Olamim are worlds. It could imply forever. Olamim va'ed, forever and ever. Zeke.
Eights.
Eights. I have a book. I was just looking at it yesterday because I was curious. Here it is. This is called a Chumash. And basically what it is the 5 books of Moses, along with what are called Haftorot, which are passages from the text from the Psalms, some of the Psalms, but writings and the prophets that they correlate with the Haftorot. They also have Targumim, and Targumim, I never knew it or realized it until recently. The Targumim you can see are in smaller print. And what that is this is Hebrew and this is Aramaic. And the Aramaic, this is called the the Targum. I'm forgetting the name of it. It's the Targum. Oh, I forget. Anyway, it's Aramaic, a different language, similar to Hebrew, but it's still a different language. It's the language that Israel came out of the Babylonian captivity. And parts of the Old Testament are written in Aramaic. Parts of Daniel, parts of Ezra and Nehemiah, and those are written in Aramaic because they were coming out of the Babylonian captivity. And it was at the time of the Babylonian captivity. So anyway, I'm reading this book. Forgive me, I'm an old man. I'm reading this book, and I'm looking at a particular passage, and it translates eights, that they hung them eights. And the translation that they said was gallows. And so translations can be completely offsetting. An eights is a tree. Now, could be a gallows, but if they're being more specific, it could be a tree, because this is a Jewish book. They translated it gallows to take away from the possibility that this was just plain wood, and it could be an allusion to the crucifixion later on. And so when you become familiar with Hebrew, you can actually begin to see the prejudice of the translators. I'm vaguely familiar with Greek, but I've been studying these languages in order to discern the translations. And it was interesting. Yesterday, I got into a conversation with a bunch of guys, and I noticed the Greek word in Matthew chapter 28, and they all agreed with me. How would Sabbaton be translated one way in two different ways in the same sentence? And it reflected a bias by the translators. And what it does, to my way of thinking, is very dangerous, because it took in this case, 28 verse 1, Matthew 28 verse 1, it took the resurrection of Jesus and it separated it from the Jewish holiday, which we know to be Shavuos, or what is commonly called Pentecost. Mary came out with the other Marys on the first of the weeks. Well, what are we talking about? We look back at Leviticus chapter 23. They were talking about Shavuot, weeks. You shall count 7 weeks after the first fruits, and at the end of 7 weeks you will count one more day, and you will celebrate the Feast of Weeks, which is the Feast of First Fruits. What happened at the tabernacle, at First Fruits, or what we call Pentecost? The church was born. And so by studying these languages, you learn the bias of the translators. You can actually start translating your own Bible. What I recommend is that when you do that, run your translation against others, so that there's a check on your own bias. But this is to encourage you. This is to show you that by studying these languages, you can be more accurate in your understanding of what God is saying to you. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Whose turn is it?
I think it's Cooper.
Okay, Cooper.
18.
18. Trees. 18. Trees.
Matsu.
Matsu. Motsa means to find, or matsa is to search, to look. Matsu is search. It's a command. Zeke.
Katavnu.
Katavnu. Katavnu. You got the I don't know what that vowel is, but it's an aw sound. Katavnu. It means write, or we write. Cooper.
Patuchat. Patuchot.
Patuchot. Patach. Patach is to open. Patuchot would be doors. Pateach is a door. Patuchot would be plural, doors. Caleb.
Parata.
Yeah. Kara is to proclaim, I believe. I'm pretty confident that it is. Now, karat, if the tough were here, that would be to cut. But kara is the basic word, kara, which means proclaim or to say. Karata is say, you say. Zeke, this one's your turn.
Zachra.
Zachra. Zachra. To remember. Cooper.
Shama.
Rama. To hear. Well, I think we're done. But I think that you're becoming acquainted with words. You're becoming acquainted with plural, with the article the, with feminine and masculine, and you're becoming acquainted with vocabulary. And what we will do is let's go over the pages 26, 27, the rest of this chapter, and we'll cover that next week. Before we go, I want to